Mandy was born into a world where childhood ended too early. She was the fourth of 7 children, squeezed in the middle of a family that never had enough. Never enough food, never enough peace, never enough love to go around. Her parents, overwhelmed by the weight of raising so many children with so little income, fought constantly. And not the small disagreements couples have. No, theirs were explosive storms that shook the foundation of their small home. Her father, a man swallowed by alcohol, could barely provide. Her mother, overwhelmed and exhausted, would sometimes pack up the younger children and run back to her parents' home. Except Mandy. Mandy was always left behind. Not because she was strong, not because she wanted to stay, but because she was not her mother's favorite. It is a deep kind of pain when a child realizes they are loved the least by the very person who gave them life. Mandy learned to survive on scraps. Scraps of food, scraps of attention, scraps of affection. She learned early how to fend for herself, how to silence hunger pangs, how to wipe tears before anyone noticed. But somehow, through diligence and sheer will, Mandy survived primary school, then secondary school. She didn't excel because life didn't allow her to. She excelled because she refused to sink. When she finally made it to a small college in the city, she felt a light flicker inside her. Maybe, just maybe, this could be her escape. But dreams cost money, and money was something Mandy didn't have. Halfway through her course, she was locked out of classes. Fees had piled up. So she dropped out, forced by circumstances she couldn't control. Still, she persisted. She found a sales job, one of those demanding commission-based roles that drain you physically and emotionally. It barely lasted a year. Joblessness wrapped itself around her like a cold blanket. Days went by with no opportunities, no invitations, no interviews. She felt stuck on the same poverty cycle she had been born into. It was during this low point in her life that she met him, a man who seemed to see her, really see her. He offered companionship, warmth, and promises of a better future. And after months of talking, laughing, dreaming together, she chose to settle with him. But life has a way of repeating patterns you thought you had escaped. Her husband was also struggling, financially, emotionally, directionless. Mandy had hoped marriage would be her doorway into stability, but instead, she found herself walking into a different kind of hardship. Only now, she could not cry for help. Once you're married, society expects you to endure, to protect your family's image, to keep your suffering private. And Mandy did just that. Her husband found a job running someone's small shop. A good opportunity. He earned well enough to stabilize them, if only he had listened. Mandy, with her strategic mind and quiet wisdom, advised him, "Let me save some money weekly. We can start our own business. We need something of ours." He agreed with his mouth, but not with his actions. By the time the job ended, Mandy had saved nothing, not a coin. The opportunity had slipped through their fingers like water through a cracked pot. The disappointment cut Mandy deeply, not because the money was gone, but because her husband did not trust her enough to plan with her. Once again, Mandy found herself back at the starting line. Meanwhile, she struggled to secure a job. Most places needed certificates, proof of her college education, which she never completed. Each rejection felt like a reminder of where she came from and how far she still had to go. Her marriage became a battlefield of quiet frustrations. Two people struggling individually cannot build a peaceful home together. Mandy found herself holding her family together with invisible threads, praying each night that something, anything would change. Then, 2 years into the marriage, she held her baby girl for the first time. A miracle, a blessing, a moment of pure, unfiltered joy. People say a child comes with her own plate, meaning blessings follow a newborn. But for Mandy, the blessing was the child herself, not the situation that followed. The financial struggles remained. Their hardships intensified. Her husband still failed to take responsibility seriously. The joblessness, the instability, the lack of support, it all continued. But Mandy's spirit did not break. She was well-informed, constantly learning, always reading, always absorbing new knowledge, especially on technology, digital skills, and online income opportunities. She knew she had potential. She knew she had something to offer the world. Her challenge wasn't knowledge. Her challenge wasn't ability. Her challenge was lack of opportunity. Deep inside her lived a burning longing, a voice that whispered, "One day, just one day, you will rise." She held on to that hope like a lifeline. She imagined a future where she would work in the tech world, coding, designing, analyzing, creating, anything that would free her from the chains of poverty and dependence. She wanted a life where she could provide for her daughter, where she would never again feel the sting of not belonging, where she would stand tall and confident, knowing she built her future with her own hands. Marriage had not given her the comfort she hoped for. Marriage had not rescued her from hardship. Marriage, in her story, was not the blessing the world promised. But Mandy still believed in herself. And that belief, quiet, persistent, unbreakable, is what keeps her going. This story isn't just about suffering. It is about resilience. It is about the invisible strength of women who rise even when the world gives them nothing to stand on. It is about the uncelebrated battles, the unseen tears, the silent endurance. And it is the story of a woman who is still becoming, still fighting, still holding the dream of a better tomorrow. Because one day, Mandy will rise. And when she does, all the years of pain will turn into a testimony the world will never forget.
If you love real-life stories like this, hit subscribe, like, comment, and let's keep walking through these journeys together.